Hi guys, I am live. Just gonna sit here for a while until people roll in. Just gonna sit here for a little bit until people come in. Hey guys. Let me know you can see me okay. If it's, just gonna check the brightness is okay. I have got people tuning in. I'm in a different location right now in my house because there's my housemate is in, so I'm in my bedroom. I'm hiding, so hopefully the music won't be too loud from in the other room, and hopefully this angle will work to get something. Hello, hi people. Okay, people are rolling in. I have a brand new amazing palette, so I'm all ears on how to use it. What palette did you get? I love a good palette, me. Eyeshadows. So today I am going to do my attempt and version of a cut crease eye makeup. So that means the eye makeup with more of a drastic kind of light eye socket and darker above, and maybe with some glitter. And I've just remembered that I've forgotten something in my other room, so I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to just quickly pop and get it. I do apologise, my brain is not quite with it today, so I keep leaving things in other rooms. I left my mascara. So guys, for those of you who are watching, our tutorials and classes are completely free, but if you would like to support us, you can go on to our website, the link that is in the comments here, and you can give us donations. Buy us a coffee. So feel free to do that. Or don't. Okay. Got people in. I've got my wine. I hope you have your wine. It's Saturday evening. Is anyone having any delicious dinners? I'm actually starving, so hopefully I won't waste away by the end of this. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a cut crease. I'm going to try anyway. It's been a while, and my favourite thing to do is freestyle, so you can freestyle with me. Okay, so today with this, I'm going to work the eye first, just because I feel like I know what I forgot. I forgot my makeup wipes. I'm going to work the eye first because I feel like there's going to be quite a few adjustments that I'm going to need to make, and if I do the skin first, it's just easier. If anything goes wrong, I can use the makeup wipe around my eye and I don't have to mess around with redoing my foundation. So I'm just going to get some makeup wipes because I've gotten that as well. Okay, I'm back. I promise this is the last time I've run away. Hi guys. I've got my comments up so I can read what you're saying. Hi Vanessa. Hello everybody. Oh, you got a colourful palette. That's amazing. I'm going to use a few colours today, potentially. We will see. Okay, I'm going to start. So hope you guys enjoy this. Watching me freestyle away. So. The angle's a bit different today, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to shimmy it around so that it works properly. Watch me be all kerfuffly today. Okay, cool. So, what I'm going to start with is the eyes. Hi, Jennifer. Hope you are well. Yep, you can see me, and I can see me. Do excuse me, drinking. So, I'm going to use a concealer on my eye socket as a eyeshadow primer. If you've got eyeshadow primer, even better. I just don't. Benefit do a really good one, actually. Just like that. That is MAC Mineralized Concealer. I use this under my eyes and I also use it as a base on my eyelids. My favourite brush, which comes out every single time I do a makeup tutorial. Real Techniques. Cruelty free and really good for blending your bases. So I'm just going to blend that in really quickly. Previous to this, I've prepped my skin, so I cleansed my skin and I toned my skin and I moisturised it, so it's nice and ready. There we go. Then I'm going to slightly powder. I have, I love that I have to look at what my products are. L'Oreal True Match Minerals. Comes in a little pot like this. I bought it because it was £10, I think. And I'd run out of my Laura Mercier one. And I'm poor, so cheap. That's what we're going for. Just going to dab a bit of that on. With a really powdery brush. Done. Now we're ready to work with the eye. So I'm going to contour the sockets first. Hi guys. Just trying to keep up with the comments. Okay. It's annoying, I keep dipping out of the picture, sorry. So I've got a blending brush, my favourite blending brush, which I always use every single time for the socket. Real Techniques again, nice and powdery. So thanks Jason, I've got this Tarte palette, Tarte Pro. Has some nice colours in it. Not the best texture wise, but they have nice colours, and they can tend to powder off quite a lot, so you put the colour on and it kind of goes patchy, so that's why you always use it on top of a good base, otherwise it will just come off. So I'm going to go in with more of a pinky tone I want to use, and I'm going to go straight into the socket here. And we're going to just blend it. Straight in to the socket. Sorry if you can hear my TV in the other room. Just gonna keep blending. That looks really patchy. This is why I don't use this eyeshadow palette. So we're gonna scrap that. That has actually been in my drawer for so long and I was like, the colours are so nice. See, this is what will happen with a bad eyeshadow. You see that? What it is it's too powdery, it's like too chalky. So when you blend it, it sticks, and then when you brush over it, it just keeps coming off and it won't stick. So I'm gonna actually have to not do that. See, so this is if you do your eyes wrong, this is where you can just literally, don't like that, take it off. It was early on enough, so I can. Flying foundation all over myself. Okay, concealer on again. Hi, Kirsty. So, yeah. Just dab that in again. And a little bit of powder again. Oh, sorry. Changing things up a lot today. It's because I'm not used to the other room. Okay, let's use a different palette. So, I think we'll go with... I have this Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. Urban Decay eyeshadows are really good. So I'm going to go in with one of the more neutral browns. It's called 1987. Thanks, John. So I'm going to go straight into the socket and just do a little bit of blending. Hey, Jazz. Thanks for coming to watch. You just missed me messing up. Just started again. So going to do the same on the other eye. See, I haven't completely blended it yet, but I'm just putting the eyeshadow in place. Just dabbing it into the socket and blending like so. And just blend this one a bit more. I'm a bit rogue with my blending. Just whack it on. The better the brush, the easier it is. I'm quite into high up eyeshadow. If you want to be a bit more precise, then you probably wouldn't be as free as what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of like whacking it on, you know? Just kind of blending it up. Cool. More wine, always. Hope everybody's been enjoying the lovely weather as much as they can. Okay, so now we're going to work straight away and just start darkening this. Just figuring this out in my head, sorry guys. I'm going to go in with a darker brown, quite dark. It's called Punk. Yeah. With a slightly smaller brush, just so I can be more precise. Something like this. This is a MAC brush. So we're going to go straight into the socket. It's quite dark. And be a bit more careful with this one. And blend. Yeah, so there we go. And a bit more. Darkening that socket up. Don't worry about this bit here. We're actually going to remove that after. And again on the other eye. And we're gonna keep blending it into the socket. This is just a darker brown. Yeah. you can see I brought this one up a lot more. So I'm just going to keep blending this one until it kind of gets similar to the other. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's blended really quickly. Just light brown with a bit of darker brown. Looks a bit mental right now, but it will come together. Don't worry about how something looks at the very beginning. It can tend to look a bit mental for a while until you kind of work on top of it, you know? I'm going to just have a little smaller mirror so that I can be a bit closer to you. Yeah. I'm going to drink more wine. Okay, so yeah, that looks a bit mental, but don't worry. We will. Then I want to use a bit of black. I might... So there's loads of ways that you can do a cut crease. I think everybody's got a different technique. I normally build, remove a bit, and then work on top. So I'm gonna darken it even more slightly right now. Going to use a little bit of black just to really darken it up in that crease. But I want a more precise brush. Oh, something a bit narrower like this. Love you too, Marcelo. This one is really good for darker. So I'm going to go straight in with a colour called Blackout. Urban Decay again, really good black, really dark. Yeah. Keep saying yes to myself today. So just blending that right just into the socket and a little bit into the wing like that. Carrying it along. See, it's just darkening it up slightly. Probably actually, I don't know if you can see the tone difference in this lighting. Bit frustrating. Okay, maybe it's better a bit brighter. So I'm going to go again with the black in the other eye. Just dabbing it into the socket. I always find like pressing it in like this places the pigment in a bit stronger, and then you can kind of blend it out. Again, the same. Yeah. Yeah, again, keep saying yes to myself. Blend along the socket. And yeah, it is effective, Laura, with the dabbing. It kind of puts a bit more pigment in controlled areas, and then you can blend out. So you can't actually see on the camera, but my blending looks quite nice. It leaves a little bit more work, but that's fine. We just kind of... So I've got my more powdery brush, and if I like to soften an edge a bit more, I'll go back to that brush and use a lighter colour slightly. Just add a bit more powdering in, like that. See how that softened that edge slightly? Same on this eye. Just soften that edge slightly. Hi, Mark. You're going to do your makeup? Hi, Starbreeze. Yeah, so with the black, that will probably be the eyeshadow that you've got. So if it's really not a very good eyeshadow, and it's either really powdery, it will go patchy, and I find that with the MAC black eyeshadow, I find I can never get a concentrated black from that. I find it just goes patchy as well. You need something that's really, like the Urban, I can't recommend more the Urban Decay eyeshadows. So the Urban Decay black, this one's called Blackout. I don't know if it's the same in all of them, but the eyeshadows from Urban Decay are really pigmented and they blend really well. There's also, do you know the brand Sleek? They do really cheap palettes like this, like so. You can get all different combinations. The black in that is really concentrated as well. So what it is you need the eyeshadow to feel kind of creamy. The more powdery it is, the more what's going to happen is you'll put it on, the base will stick, and then nothing stays over the top. So kind of the creamier the eyeshadow feels, the better it's going to stay, and the more pigment it's going to stay. So that is probably why you're losing a lot of the depth of the black. So it really is about the quality of the eyeshadow. I would recommend, it's one thing I would recommend, I feel like good foundations and good eyeshadows are really essential. You don't have to spend lots of money on them, but the quality of them needs to be good. They can't be any old, you know, I don't know, mascara. Some people don't really mind what they use, you know. But yeah, eyeshadow, black, if it's not good, it won't stay. So yeah, Urban Decay, I would recommend personally. You can actually, like, I've got lots of Urban Decay palettes, but you can actually get lots of, you can get the individual eyeshadows as well for most of the colours, I think. Okay, so I've added the black. Now I want to, what do I want to do? I'm going to take my, cut my crease. So I like to use a makeup wipe for this because that's how I do it. I don't know how people normally do it. And what I'm going to do... Oh, really? Sorry, I'm just reading your comments. So you find that the black is quite powdery with that. Yeah, that is strange. Also, the brushes you're using, make sure you're using the right kind of brushes that aren't too stiff. So if when you're blending it around, it's really dragging on the skin and kind of pulling it away, then you might find you're getting patchiness as well. You want something that's soft, like stiff enough to blend it, but soft enough that it's not going to drag it off of the skin as well. There are quite a few good brands, and oh, Morphe or Morph, I don't know how you say it, they're meant to be really good as well, the palettes from them. Okay, so I'm going to go straight in with this. I want to create a cut crease, so I actually might get the end of a brush, like so, into my makeup wipe like that, and drag. See how that's cleaning off? Okay, see how I just cleaned that off? Yeah, you might need new brushes. Real Techniques, you can get like 4 in Boots or in TK Maxx or online. You can get like 4 brushes, blendy kind of brushes. They're about £20, I think, but I've had mine for like literally years. So I would recommend those if I were you. They're really good for eyeshadow. MAC have really good ones, but they're expensive, and I find like, I'm going to do the same with, sorry, I'm talking about brushes. Do the same with the other eye. I'm just going to keep clearing the eyelid off to the desired amount that I want. I'm not going to do too much. So I just cleared the eyelid off. The brush with the makeup wipe on is quite good. And just keep cleaning until you feel like it's enough gone. Clean the edges up there slightly. And there. Looking slightly different on both sides, but this little flick here is better. So I've cleaned both eyelids off. I'm going to take that a little bit higher actually. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah. So you can see that I'm just doing that. Just need to take a bit more of this one. Just try and get them even. Cool. So see how I've done that? Oh, my screen's just gone dark. How weird. My wine's nearly gone. How upsetting. Sorry, my screen doing something. Just give me 1 second. I just went to get more wine. I need wine. I can't do it without. So this is another really good wine. Actually, this might be the same one that I showed you last time, Eyeliner Chardonnay. I don't really like Chardonnay normally, but this is actually really delicious. And it's £5.50. Reading a comment. Patrick says, you looked really good at the beginning of this. Why do you waste so much time and money on changing your face? Well, I love makeup, as a lot of other women and men and everything in between does. Everybody loves makeup, so we do it because we enjoy it, really. Sorry, guys. I'm sure a lot of other women who are watching this, or whoever's watching this, sorry, not just women, would agree. We love makeup. Yeah, we do it for ourselves, exactly, Laura. It's not for anybody else. It feels good for us, so that's why we're doing it. Okay, so I've cut my crease. And now what I need to do, I can't put the eyeshadow straight on there. Sorry, I'm slowing down, so I'm going to keep... going. I have got this highbrow, it's Benefit, it's pencil. In fact, what I'm going to do first, put a little bit more concealer on. So I'm going to do this really carefully. Exactly, get out of here. You came to the wrong video. So I'm going to use a little bit of concealer. Just dab it on the eyelids. I'm going to use quite a precise brush for this so that I don't get it onto the black eyeshadow. Oh God, I've done it straight away. See that? See, I'm rubbish as well sometimes. Just going to blend it right up to the line. I hear you, Laura. We are just out here trying to please ourselves. A white pencil. I don't actually use white. I don't like white massively. I like quite a skin colour. I have this NYX. This is like, I don't know if you can see, it's like a skin tone. That's really nice on the inner line of your eye, the waterline. White can be quite dramatic, so I use that. It's like a skin colour. Wonder Pencil, it's called. And I also have this, yeah, the highbrow, which is actually designed, I think, to make your eyebrow really sharp underneath. But I sometimes use it on the eyelid as well. So yeah, I'm going to go in again and blend this carefully. just making that line more defined. So you see how I've just sharpened that edge with the concealer. Now I'm going to go in with the highbrow. Just going to put some on the eye, like so. Whack it on. Try not to make it too messy. And then I'm going to do the same again. Just going to move it around the eyelid so it's nice and even. I'm using this handheld mirror so I can be a bit closer to you so you can see what I'm doing. This is going to help the eyeshadow, the colour stick a bit better that I put on, which I haven't decided on yet. See that? This is creating a nice contrast between the dark and the light. Keep being careful. Just take it right up to the line. See that? Nice and dramatic difference. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the colour that I want to put on the eyelid, which I'm not sure about yet. I was thinking of maybe using some glitter. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I have this really beautiful colour. It's called Melon. It's from MAC. It's another powdered pigment, so I think I'm going to use that. We're going to see how that sits on the eye. So I'm going to use a brush to pack it on with, something like this. Just going to go straight in. And we're going to dab it in, like so. I don't know if you can actually see that on the camera. Going on like a bright bronze. Not sure that's it. Yeah, good. Like, is it pigmented enough? It is. Pack that in to the socket. See that? This is just all stages, so it doesn't quite come together straight away, but that's okay. Do the same on the other eye. Keep going. Dabbing it onto the eyelid. Yeah, this is called Melon. It's a powdered pigment from MAC. It actually looks really nice. I hope you can see it on the camera. Hi from Sydney. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, great. It's because my phone camera is actually really rubbish, so I can't really see what I'm doing properly. Yeah, it's like melon. It's like a shiny melon. It's really beautiful. So just put that straight in. That's really easy. Done. So pack that away. Just put that there. Okay, so I've done that. Now I need to work on the eyeshadow on the bottom and a little bit more into the crease just to darken it up. So probably what I'm going to do is go straight in with a black underneath. And I've got a nice brush, a smaller brush, where is it? Like this. What colour was it? It's called Melon. It's the same as the vanilla pigment that I always use in the corner of my eyes, but they do loads and loads of different shades, and that's called Melon. That's quite old. I've had that for probably 8 years. That's how long it's lasted me, which is crazy. So I'm going to use, again, a little bit of light brown. I'm going under the eye now. So I'm going to use a little bit of light brown here, just to give a bit of a blend. The same brown that I used on the upper lid when I did the contour. So that's that. Now I need black. So you like to wear masks? Oh, go away, Patrick. Now I'm going to use black on the edges. Very carefully. I don't want it to be too extreme on the bottom. So I'm going to just blend right against the eyelash and then carefully I'm going to join it up. Like so. Really carefully. See how I did that? See, it starts to come together a little bit. You tend to get it way too thick. I'd say probably the brushes that you're using, just really try and get more precise brushes, like something that's kind of like a rectangle like this. It's thin, but it's a rectangle. And I've got this one, which is even more compacted. It's really stiff. That's amazing for under the eye if you're worried about precision. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye. It's just about being careful and like spending the time to do it, you know. It's really easy to go too fast and mess things up. So I would always recommend just taking your time. So I've done that on both eyes. See the socket? It's looking quite dramatic. I'm quite fluid when I do my makeup, so I'll tend to literally just go with the flow. Like, I'll have a general idea of what I wanted to do. Hi, Kelly. I miss you. Hope you're well. And yes, I agree. Yeah, I'll tend to like have a general idea of what I'm doing and then go with the flow a little bit, you know? So we've got the cut crease going on. Then I'm gonna just use again, I want a really precise brush now. So I'm gonna use something small like this. I wanna go in with more black against the line, really carefully. So you're gonna watch me do this and hopefully not mess it up. So I'm really gently going to pull more black. Just put this next to me so it's not turning around all the time. Along the socket. So you can see how it's created a line straight away, so you've got to be really careful. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, well, you're seeing me freestyle right now. So I'm just dragging it all the way along, so it's darkening up the whole area. The whole cut crease becomes more dramatic. But then again, I need to use a blending brush because I've kind of made it. Can you see how this is blended and this is not so much? So same blending brush, just to pull it out really carefully. I can't express how much brushes are essential for this. If I didn't have these brushes, I wouldn't be able to create these looks, you know? You don't have to spend loads of money on it, but figuring out which brushes are really good for what is really important. and really essential to creating looks. Like I have, I'm just going to show you actually, mugs. So you see these brushes? This is my mug of my eyeshadow brushes. No joke. And this is my mug of my skin brushes. So many brushes because they save you from every possible situation. So yeah, I'm going to keep blending. And going along, just darkening up there. Excuse me. Just blend it slightly. So I just got a little bit there. Just use my finger. Use the blending brush, and I'm just gonna slightly blend under the eye. It's about knowing when to stop as well, which is sometimes my problem. I'll keep adding, and then I'm like, I've done too much. So we've got the cut crease in, we've got the eyeshadow done. I think I don't want to go to the top, so I'm going to add some eyeliner and see how it looks. So I'm going to go with a liquid eyeliner. I always like a flick on my eye. I feel like it opens my eye slightly. How often do I clean my brushes? Not very regularly. I'm horrific at cleaning my brushes. But when I do, I actually got taught a really good technique by one of the girls. I don't know how by the book this is, so at your own risk, but if you get the cans of lighter fluid, you know, like the little cans that fill up the lighters that you can buy in like the corner shops and stuff, you get a can of that and you put, I don't know, about this much in a mug, and you just dip your brush in, swill it around, pull it out, squeeze it onto some kitchen roll, and then put it back in a mug up this way and let it dry for like an hour maximum, I think. It's completely evaporated and it literally goes like, oh wow. It literally takes, I don't know, 10 minutes to do all of your brushes instead of 30 minutes. And it's really easy. That was actually Kat that taught me that. Amazing. You literally dip it in, swill it around, take it out, rub it on the kitchen roll and let it dry. And they are clean. And after about an hour, all of the lighter fluid has completely evaporated. Yes, Kelly, lighter fluid. Try it. You'll be absolutely mind blown. You might need to, if you've got loads of brushes like me, you'll use a bit of lighter fluid on maybe like 5 or 6 brushes. They'll be clean, and then you'll need to just chuck or soak up the lighter fluid, pour a little bit more in and start again. But it's really, really, really quick and really easy. And I can't recommend it more. It's so good. One of our girls, Hayley, she also recommends you can get a like a pillowcase. You can put all your, like a black one preferably, put all your makeup brushes into the pillowcase, tie a knot in it and put it in the washing machine, but not on a hot wash, maybe on like maximum 30 degrees I would, because otherwise all the brushes will fall apart. That's another way to do it real easy. And then you let them dry. Naturally, don't put heat on them because they'll fall apart. So I'm going to go in with the eyeliner. I've got NYX's Epic Ink Liner. I'm going to do a normal flick, so starting at the edge, I draw a line, which you can't really see. And then I'm going to join it back across really carefully, like this. See? Then I work along. I've done the edge. Yeah, I normally use hand soap. I used to use hand soap as well. Yeah, I used to use hand soap as well, but I just found it really a chore, you know, like cleaning every brush, trying to get all the makeup out. Like when you've got really dirty brushes and you just dip it in the lighter fluid and you swill it around a few times, you know, push it up and down, it's clean like instantly. It's quite crazy. I don't know how Kat figured that one out actually. So yeah, I'm just gonna work along the eye line. Well, fantastic, Laura. Now you've got loads of brush cleaner. So, see, I just pulled that line across. Actually, no, I am going to do that. So I tried to go quite a lot thinner. When you're working on top of a pigment like this, I don't know if you can see, the pigment's kind of blending in, yeah, I have no idea how she came up with it. Blending into the eyeliner a little bit and it's becoming a little bit metallic. So what I'll do is I'll do one layer and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do another layer and that will just blacken it up. I'm going to go nice and thin towards the corner because I want to do some little corners here. That's one eye done. So we're going to go in and do the same on the other eye. It's really funny. I feel like I'm hanging out with people on here, just having a chit chat. It's nice that you can talk to me while I'm doing this. So then I'm going to pull the flick across. See how I create the corner? These, I can't rate these pen liners more. Like, I love these. It's so easy. So again, just gonna keep working across. And with eyeliner, again, it's really about taking your time. Don't rush it. So can you see how the eyeliner is kind of metallic? It's not that black. I don't know if that's because maybe this eyeliner's not the best, but I don't mind that for the precision. Kat Von D does a really nice one as well, but it's a lot more expensive. So I've kind of switched over to the NYX one because it's cheaper. Taking it nice and thin into the corner. Yeah, it's really nice. It's like hanging out with people. It's the most hanging out I've done in this whole time. Although it seems like we've got news that stuff's going to start reopening. So I'm just going to go back over. You see I'm doing that. And what that does is straight away, it's no longer metallic. It's actually black. And this stuff doesn't matter if you layer it. It's actually quite good. Doesn't kind of start crumbling like some eyeliners. I'm going to do the same on this side. Just really carefully. And this one's not dry enough. So I'm just dabbing it off on the towel that's on the side as I do this. There we go. Eyeliner done. I think. Yeah, Kat Von D is really good. It's just a little bit more expensive, and right now, every penny counts. So I'm really just being careful. But yeah, I used to always use the Kat Von D one. This was just the first cheap one that I bought, this NYX one, and it's worked really well for me. So I've kept hold of it. So I can. Ooh, this crease is just slightly blending a little bit, and I don't want it to. So I'm going to carry the black. See how that's taking place? Taking place? Taking shape. I think I'm going to get my base on now, and then I'm going to work more on it. So what I'm going to use is just a quick makeup wipe to clean up, and then like all the other eye stuff, if I want to add anything, isn't going to really be detrimental to my foundation. So sometimes I find like once I get my foundation on, I can get a proper vision of what I'm creating, and I'll know where to go next with it, you know, if I'm feeling a little bit lost. Get the base on, get the whole picture, and then you can kind of work on it a little bit more, you know. So clean your skin. I got this Fuchsia really good vitamin. It's called Really Good Vitamin E oil. I like putting it on before I put my foundation on. I actually stole this from my housemate, so I need to buy her a new one. Just a bit of oil. I just like this because I like to have a dewy base to my makeup. Just rub it in. We will get there in the end. Okay, so I'm going to go straight in with some foundation. If I was doing work, I've got a thick foundation like this. Perfection Lumiere by Chanel, mixed with a bit of Vita Lumiere from Chanel. They're my favourite heavy foundations. Because I'm at home, I'm going... Actually, no, I will do a heavy look. I'm going to put some of this. It's a little bit light for my skin. So what I'll do is, I have this contour stick, this foundation stick from Bobbi Brown. I'm just going to put a little bit of that in with it. So I'll just rub it onto my hand like so. So I've got the lighter foundation there that's a bit too light for me. The darker one next to it. I'm going to go straight in with my foundation brush, another Real Techniques brush. And I'm going to rub the lighter one into the darker one. Like so. And we're going to go straight in. So this foundation is really mattifying. It depends what you like. Sometimes I like dewy. That's why I'll always put like an oil underneath my makeup, because otherwise I feel like too dry, especially with my skin and it's aging a bit. Can tend to crease in my wrinkles. Just blending it all over. It's really funny, this foundation reminds me of work, the smell, because I only put it on for work, so it's like smells like work. And again, the foundation stick from Bobbi Brown, a bit of a darker one, which I use to contour. I can just use it to darken up my foundation as well, because it's got good coverage in it. Oh, my hay fever's so bad. Don't know if anyone else has been suffering. Just keep blending. Got quite a heavy coverage of this stuff. Cool. Now I'm going to go straight in with concealer. I always use this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've had this for ages. I can't remember who recommended it to me. I think Tita, maybe, one of the Fuel Girls. Go straight in under the eyes. Nose. Between the eyebrows. I've got dark around the corners of my mouth and the corners of my nose. So that's kind of my general areas. Got a couple of spots as well, so just dab a bit on those. Then I use the same brush that I used at the beginning for my eyes. Blend it out. See how that gives a nice even tone around the nose, and then I just dab carefully around the eyes so that I don't like go right onto the eyeshadow. Dabbing around the eyes I find is a lot better. Some people use beauty blenders. I used to use a beauty blender all the time actually. Dabbing is actually way better. Same with a brush. Don't pull it around because it will just drag it all off. Don't know if it's something to do. Same on the nose. I find like that kind of skin, like if you just rub it, it's not the same as the head. The skin holds the foundation a bit differently. Thanks to everyone who's still watching. So that's all blended in. Got a bit of a weird tan on my nose and it's really sticking out. So now I've got my MAC Select Cover Up Concealer, which I always use. Hi Hayley. Just a tiny bit, like I've said in my last videos. Kayla gave me this. Kayla gave me this about 2 years ago and I've still got it. That's how little of it I use. Nice blending brush for concealer, really essential if you want to add a lighter colour. These kind of brushes are really good to dab. If you've got a spot or something, it will kind of give a blend around it as opposed to like really precise, you know, where you've got to blend it with your finger. Yeah, you got vanilla. That's amazing. I've got a different one on today, Hayley. It's called Melon, and it's the same thing as vanilla, but just a different colour. I don't know if you can see the different tone. So I put a bit on my hand, like so. I'm just going to powder it out like that, and then I go straight in and dab it where I want it. I want it under my eyes, because I got the eye bags. And just clean up the eyeshadow slightly. Around the nose slightly. Thanks, Hayley. And a little bit on the nose, because I apparently have got some strange tan that won't hide. So, a couple of spots. There we go. Lightened it up slightly. We're actually going... I'm glad you're learning, Laura. I'm glad. Somebody is learning something. So I've done the concealer. I'm happy with that. Now I need to do my contour. Like the same stuff that I used to darken my foundation slightly. This is Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick in Cool Almond. I'm just going to whack it into my cheekbone. Like so, on my head, and on my double chin. See that? Whack it on. See how the contour, it just gives it, it's great for the stage as well. You don't really need to worry about it. Good dark pigment for your eyeshadow. For your watery eye. Scheiße. I was just saying earlier that I like Urban Decay a lot for black pigments. I have a few palettes from them and I find it really good. There's also Huda. Huda palettes are really good. The creamier the eyeshadow, the better it stays. So the more powdery it is, the worse it will go, the more it will go patchy and the kind of worse it will hold. So it's like you want something that's got like a nice texture to it. Obviously right now you probably can't test anything. So yeah, I'd say Huda, I don't know how you say it. Urban Decay, Morphe palettes are meant to be really good. I haven't actually tried them. Sleek, I actually can't recommend Sleek palettes for the black. Like I find the black in these cheap Sleek palettes really good. It falls a lot, so you have to use it prior to any foundation, but the depth of the blacks and the darker colours is really good, I feel. So I'm just going to blend now. I've got this brush, it's just a standard foundation brush. Yeah, so with the contour, for me, so like if you're going to do a contour, the aim is that you want to hollow your cheekbones out. You want to you're going to build structure. So that's what contouring is. So you'll kind of put contour where you want anything to look angular underneath it. So what you would always do is highlight underneath your cheekbones. So like in the hollow section here, you'll contour in there, and then you'll highlight here. So what that's doing is giving a real, that's why it's called contouring. So giving a real contrast. You know, you want the highs, like the nose bridge and the here and your Cupid's bow. You want that to be really highlighted, and then every hollow to your face, like under your chin and your cheekbones. I add a bit here. This is good if you feel like you've got a bit of a bigger forehead. Giving it a bit of a contour will kind of give a bit of a smaller effect. So yeah, in the hollow, exactly that. Then I'm going to keep blending it. This actually acts as a bronzer as well. That's why I like it. So it contours it out slightly. See how it's giving me more of a contour? I keep it in the dent in your cheek, but I also kind of blend it slightly like this. See that? Blusher is ideally for the apples of your cheek. When you're smiling, to look a bit blushed, you know, you can carry that over your nose and put it on the apples of your cheeks, but contour is to kind of stay in the hollows of your face, yeah. So blend it out again, and slightly on the apples, because I don't really use much blusher, but I might use a little bit. Actually might pop a bit, and then I can put some excess on my nose. And blend again, straight into the hairline. If you've got blonde hair, you might have to be a bit more careful with that, just so it doesn't go all over your hair. See how that's kind of shaping my face, making it more, and I'm going to do the same under here. Just blend right around the jaw. This is good because it kind of is not too dark that it kind of makes your, you can see the big difference under the chin. It's just kind of subtle. So there we go, done that. Now I'm going to set that with the powder, same powder that I used on my eyes earlier. This is the L'Oreal True Match Cheap Compound Powder from Boots. I'm just reading what people are saying, what Kelly is saying. Yeah, I agree. With some of them, they're really good pigments on the eyes, but you have to do them first, otherwise it's just falls everywhere. So I'm going to just set my whole face really quickly. I have to like get the powder out of this. It comes into a weird net inside. There we go. Set the whole face. It's actually quite good, this powder. Done. Set with powder. I'm going to add some bronze. I always use Hoola by Benefit. Benefit actually has some really good products. They're just quite expensive. If I don't use that, I use a Laura Mercier bronzer. Bronze number 4 Matte Radiance Baked Powder. Really good. Straight in. Same across the head, same areas, just thickening up that contour on the cheeks. I want to add a bit of a pinkness to my cheeks. I don't have a bronzer, but I do have Benefit rose tinted lip and cheek stain. You got to be careful with this because it's a liquid, but I'm gonna just whack it on there and carefully build it. See? If you have a powder, I would probably recommend using that. See how it's giving me a little bit of a blush on my cheek? It looks really nice. A bit of a flush is sometimes quite nice. So I would recommend using a powder if you have it, just because you can't, it's easier to use and you won't go wrong. Whereas this has the potential, see I've put too much on now, I've got to put a bit on my hand. This has the potential to go quite wrong, especially when you've done your whole base. But if you're confident, things like this, these lip and cheek tints, Glossier do some really nice ones, Milk do some really nice ones. They're really nice when you're wearing really natural or no makeup, just to dab some onto your cheeks. Makes you look a bit rosy, a bit flushed, and it's really pretty. Yeah, I've just added that. Cheek blush, a little bit more in here. Just blending it where cute. Okay. Oh, highlighter. Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold. I use this every time because it's what I have in my house, and it's actually really expensive. I've had this for about 1.5 years now, and it's absolutely dead, but it's still not gone, so I'm not throwing it away. Blending all, there's 3 colours in it, blending them all together, just pulling them along the cheekbone. Same again. Just going to whack some here on the cupid's bow. Bit on the nose. When you've got a bigger nose like me, you don't necessarily need to highlight the nose, I don't think. I tend to keep it a bit more matte. Just pop a little bit on there. Okay. So, just thinking about what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go into the waterline with the eyeliner that I showed you that I can't find. NYX Wonder Pencil. Bit of skin eyeliner in the eye is nice. It lightens your eye slightly, but it's not as drastic as white. But it lightens it up, so I don't know. I'll show you the difference, see if you can see it. See that? Sharpness on the under eye. That is light / Claire in the colour. Opening those eyes up. So I'm just going to use the little skinny brush. We're going to go back into the eyes now. And bring the black slightly further along. See that? Slightly further along. Yeah, it is really effective. And it's kind of like white, but it's not. Doesn't look, I feel like white sometimes you can really notice, you know? Just use my finger to soften those edges slightly. It's just a matter of working it until you feel like it starts to look how you want it to look, you know? Now what I'm going to do, something in the corner of my eye. Sorry, bear with me. There we go. Just had something stuck in the corner of my eye. So, eyeliner. Now what I want to do is I really want to put a corner in here. So it could look good, it might not. I'm thinking it will. So we're really careful with this, and we carry, wow, failing today. The way that I do this is carry the line on from the top, draw it across really carefully. So I've carried it across slightly like that. I'm going to take it back. So, because it's a little bit thick, that's fine. I always find that I have to adjust these little corner flicks. because it doesn't come that naturally to me to draw them really well. So I'm really unhygienically using a bit of spit on my brush. Just going to go in and adjust it. And it's really good to adjust it with something, oh, this is a bit more precise. A really precise brush. And just make it a bit smaller. And then blend it into the other bit. Just makes it a bit more dramatic. Same on the other eye. Carry the line from the top. And then bring it back. It's really funny because in the other room, that song, Bring It Back, is playing. And I'm saying, bring it back to the eye. So I'm doing the same. Trying to be as precise as I can. See how it's very angular, but this one I've blended out. So by just using a little bit of spit on the brush, or you can use a little bit of liquid off of a makeup wipe, I just try to soften it slightly, so that one looks a bit dramatic at the bottom there. Blending it. Wiped a little bit too much off there. Just going to put a bit more eyeliner back on again. Just need this brush is a bit better. Really tiny little angular one, that's what I need. One of my eyes always is easier to do. There we go. To blend than the other. I find with these corners, like, my eyes sometimes look great with them and sometimes they don't. Just really carefully doing it like that. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of black from the brush that I used earlier to blend that there. It's kind of black swanny, I guess. Now I'm going to use some eyelashes. Actually, I'll do that after. So first we'll do eyebrows. Let's get eyebrows out of the way. So I normally have the same technique every time I do my eyebrows. We can switch it up a little bit today, maybe. So I'm just going to brush them up. See what I'm working with. Just really brushing them so they look nice and fluffy, like so. So this is a Benefit Goof Proof brow pencil. I really like this. I always use it. I'm gonna just start here in the center, draw a line along, feather it up, and then this is where I want it to be more angular. I'm gonna brush them up slightly, so I want to bring it out a bit more than my eyebrow actually naturally does. I'm gonna not take it to the very tail. I'm gonna just bring it out slightly. See how quickly that does. This is really close to my natural eyebrow color, so it's quite easy to just feather it in and see it become your own eyebrow, you know. So Sometimes when you're working with a really dark colour in comparison to your... See how I made that too square? The brush, you just go straight in and brush it out slightly. Casual base. Doing the same, starting in the centre, drawing along the bottom of the eyebrow, and I go into the arch and draw the section in that's kind of missing. See that? Just filling in any gaps. And then softly drawing the front. You draw a little bit out of place, you can just use the brush to kind of brush them through so they look really dramatic. It's not quite finished, that's just the base put on. So what I'm going to do next is quickly highlight under the eyebrow, because I didn't do that yet. I'm going to use the Vanilla Pigment by MAC. Really, really good as a highlighter. Oh wow, I've got itchy nose. I'm going to use, I've got this brush here, a bit powdery. I'm just going to go straight in carefully though, see? Carry it along the under eye. See the difference that makes? It's actually crazy. I just pop a little bit under here. It's starting to take place, guys. Take place, I keep saying that. Take shape. Okay, so wiping the excess foundation off my lips because I look like I've got no lips. This is really opening my eyes out. You see how it's making my eyes look really big because it's a more dramatic shape. This is really good show makeup to use actually. But you can do it with whatever colour you want as well. So I'm just going to go in now with a sharper brush and a bit of a darker colour on the eyebrows to just build over what I've done. I've got this Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's dark brown. There's a really dark colour in it, which I then just draw the ends in. Make them more angular. See that? Gives a sharpness. Don't know if you can see the difference on the camera. And again, pulling the darker colour through the ends. Keep going. Basically with performing, like, we're all, like, we can find, all of us, the Fuel Girls, we can find that we can be quite anal with, like, how our makeup looks, but a lot of the time people can't even bloody see, like, what you're doing, so it's, like, the more dramatic, see what's on your face, you know, they can kind of get the general idea, but the more dramatic, the better, really, from stage. So I've just made those edges really sharp. It looks a bit powdery here, because my brow comes, can you see how my brow comes lower down there? That's actually where my natural eyebrow hair is, but I want to bring it up. So I drew it slightly higher. You see, that's where my natural eyebrow sits. I've drawn it slightly up to give my eyebrow a bit of a lift. So I'm going to go in with this NYX setting gel for my eyebrow hairs. The way that I like to use an eyebrow setting gel is it will collect on the end like that. Put that into your eyebrow, like that, onto the hairs, and then brush it up, and you'll find that they set. See, I'm brushing it up into place, so perfect. That will set them like a gel. Do the same. Let them set, and you can always go back in if there's any patches. Eyebrows done. Now I'm going to stick my eyelashes on. So these are the eyelashes that I always rant about. They are called Remy Natural Wispies. Oh, throwing everything everywhere. Natural hair eyebrows. Human hair apparently, which is kind of unusual, but they're good. And they are $5.99 for 3 pairs. Really cheap. If you perform, you understand how many times you will lose your eyelashes, so it's pointless to buy. I have really expensive ones, like for instance I have these Eyeliner ones, double layered ones. I love a double layered eyelash. I haven't used them because I know that I'm going to ruin them straight away or lose them. So I'm just taking the because I've worn these ones before, the way that I like to reuse eyelashes, I'll just carefully pick the eyelash glue off. Carefully. Don't drag it along, just pinch and pull along the strip where they're stuck to. Just pull it off and you can start again basically. There we go. So now I have my Duo adhesive eyelash glue. I have this and I use this because I have it. I don't think it's the best eyelash glue, but it works and does the job. I think some people like something that's got a little bit more stickiness to it. So I'm putting the glue on, just popping them on my leg. I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. Putting the glue on the eyelashes and let them sit on my leg for a little minute. During that time, I'm going to whack a lip on. I've got this lip paint from MAC. It's called Topped with Brandy. It's a really nice kind of pinky brownie tone. And it's a lip paint that dries, so it's really easy. You just paint straight on, like this. Bottom lip done. Just go straight in with these and they dry. So you've got to work kind of quickly, but once you get used to them, it's really easy. Do the cupid's bow first. Like so. I tend to overline slightly because I might like my lips to look a little bit bigger. Picking the glue is so satisfying, I agree. This is nearly running out. See that? It's quite dark, but it's like a natural tone. Right, now I'm going to go in with the eyelashes because they're going to dry. Just giving them a nice bend before I pop them on. starting in the corner and then pulling it along and just pushing it into the eye, like so. That is on, I think. Bending it. I always give it a bit of a bend before I put it on. And then I hook it into the corner and pull it along. And then I push it into the eye. That's working, I hope. Sometimes you might find you put your eyelashes on and they don't stick, so you got to start again. And I feel like that is what might happen right now. It's a nice colour, isn't it? It's called Topped with Brandy. It's from MAC Lip Paint. Just keep pushing them in so they're stuck to the eyelid and not to the eyelash. See, this one's not sticking. Working at it. Got this little thing to separate your eyelashes if it kind of starts sticking together. Just gonna push the corners in on onto my eyelid so that actually sticking. Eyelashes are stuck on. Got stuff in the corners of my eyes, so I'm just gonna clean that out. Now I feel like the one thing I'm missing is actually glitter. So I'm going to do some glitter, I think. I have this really beautiful bronze glitter. I have all these different glitters. They're in these pots. They're Barry M pots, these. Don't know if they still exist. I haven't bought any in ages. This one's like a copper, similar to the melon tone that is on my eyelids. Now, how I do this is quite fine glitter. Tap it into the lid. I have this stuff. Let me get it. I need a specific brush as well. Where are you? Oh, here we go. So I have this Paint Glow. This is Paint Glow, the brand. It's called Glitter Fix Gel. This is what I like to use. This is what I always use for glitter. It's like an alcohol-based glue, which lets it stick and then it dries. It's not like a lot of people, some of the girls use eyelash glue. I find it too annoying to get off, so I don't use it. So my squirt is clear. Squirt a little lump onto your hand. We're going to go straight in to where I've got the pigment over the top, carefully putting it only where you want the glitter to sit, not on the eyeliner and not on the pigment. We go straight in with the glitter and dab it on. Keep dabbing more glitter. See that? Keep dabbing. You can find, see that? Done. You can find that it will drop on your face a little bit. Get yourself a little fan brush like this and just flick it off. So that looks literally 50,000 times better than the eye that I just had created. Glitter has changed the eye. See the difference? If you need more of the little clear stuff, this is why it's so good, is because it's clear. If you don't want to put glitter on top of it, it won't fuck your eye up, it will just dry, and then nothing will happen, you know? Cool, so I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Get the glue. Going to pop it onto the area that you want glitter, like so. I'm going to go into the glitter and dab carefully where you want it. Don't get it on the black, and don't get it on your eyeliner. Dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. Bit more glue if there's little areas. Bit more glitter. Just making sure it's filling the whole area. The glitter is Barry M. Yeah, it's Barry M. And again, I'm using the little fan brush just to get any excess bits, but don't worry, there probably will be a few bits on your face, but it's fine. I don't mind. People always feel like they have to let you know you got glitter on your face. You're like, I know. So that's the glitter done. Now I just need some mascara. I've got Perversion by Urban Decay, again, which is one of my favourite brands. Really thick black mascara. I'm just going to add it to the eyelashes to blend mine to the eyelashes. Actually feels really dried out. So I also have this Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home mascara, which I'm going to use some of. Going in, making it nice and dark. Doing my bottom eyelashes and my top eyelashes. This is a good show makeup. Just working those bottom eyelashes because I like mine to be quite dark. I don't really know what you're saying, Jason. Not sure what you mean. So I think we're basically done. I've done the glitter. I'm just going to add a little bit more bronze, tiny bit, a bit more highlight. I also have this really good highlight palette, NYX again. NYX is actually really good, or NYX. Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette. Got loads of different really good colours and they're really strong. So I'll just show you now. Two of the lighter colours, I just want to put it on. See that? Same again, ready? Really strong highlight. Just dab a little bit here. See that? Now I'm just going to add a little bit of bronze and we are done. Where is my bronzer? On the floor. I wish you could see the mess that I've created right now in front of me. So the hula again, I just like to, it's like my finishing touch that makes me feel like I'm done. It's really good, the strobe palette, huh? I have it and I forgot about it. I'm done. I've done the look. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for sitting with me while I chat shit and do my makeup and drink wine. I feel a little bit tipsy now, actually. We are going to be doing live, what am I on about? We are going to be doing private tutorials. So if you follow the link that is in the comments to buy us a coffee, there also is the option to buy a private lesson in makeup with me, private fire choreograph lessons with Katie. I think there's poi lessons with Hayley and aerial lessons. I think there's aerial lessons as well. I'm not sure. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much for asking me all the questions and engaging with me. We really appreciate it. And it means a lot that people are actually watching. So thank you. And if you have any questions, I will be across on the Fuel Girls Instagram if you want to ask anything about any of the products that I use or the brushes. And I think I'll be back in maybe 2 weeks. I'm not sure, but there'll be a new schedule going out. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the look and I will take some pictures and upload them as well. Lots of love. Goodbye.